For more than 5 decades, John Travolta has been a name synonymous with Hollywood stardom. From the moment he danced his way into pop culture in Saturday Night Fever to his unforgettable performances in Grease, Pulp Fiction, and countless films in between, Travolta became more than an actor. He became an era. But now, at 71 years old, John Travolta appears to be entering a quiet, emotional chapter of his life that feels very much like a goodbye. In recent years, Travolta's public appearances have grown fewer, and when he does speak, there's a noticeable sense of reflection in his words. Fans who once saw him as the carefree heartthrob of the 1970s now see a man shaped by time, loss, and profound personal change. This shift didn't happen overnight. It's the result of a life marked by both incredible success and unimaginable heartbreak. One of the most defining tragedies in Travolta's life came in 2009 with the devastating loss of his son, Jet. The pain of losing a child is something no parent ever truly recovers from. And for Travolta, that moment changed everything. While he continued working, those closest to him noticed that the joy he once carried so effortlessly had softened into something quieter and more guarded. Then, in 2020, he faced another crushing blow: the loss of his wife, Kelly Preston, after her private battle with cancer. Their marriage had been a rare Hollywood love story, built on loyalty, faith, and deep companionship. Losing her left a visible emptiness that words could hardly fill. Since then, Travolta has spoken openly about grief, describing it as a deeply personal journey with no clear roadmap. He has focused much of his energy on being present for his children, often sharing heartfelt tributes that reveal a man whose priorities have shifted far beyond fame or box office numbers. For someone who once lived under constant spotlights, this quieter life seems intentional, almost symbolic. The phrase "saying goodbye" doesn't necessarily mean stepping away from life entirely, but rather letting go of an old version of himself. Travolta has hinted in interviews that he's no longer chasing roles the way he once did. Instead, he appears to be choosing projects more carefully, or sometimes choosing none at all. To longtime fans, this feels like the closing of a chapter they grew up with. Yet, there is something deeply human and dignified about this stage of his journey. John Travolta isn't disappearing in scandal or fading into irrelevance. He's stepping back with grace, carrying his memories, his losses, and his legacy with him. His influence on film, music, and popular culture is undeniable, and his performances will continue to live on long after the cameras stop rolling. At 71, John Travolta isn't just saying goodbye to Hollywood's fast pace. He's embracing reflection, family, and peace. And perhaps in doing so, he's showing us that sometimes the most powerful farewell isn't loud or dramatic, but quiet, honest, and deeply felt.